In a small bustling town, there lived a man named Davul. Davul ran a humble foodstuff shop nestled in the heart of the town marketplace. His small store sold everything from grains, vegetables, to meat and spices, and though the business was modest, Davul had built a steady clientele. Every morning he would open his shop with a smile, offering warm greetings to the neighbors, and by dusk he would count his earnings, enough to cover his bills, save a little, and occasionally treat himself to something special. For years, Davul lived contentedly, but as time went by and an unsettling desire grew inside him, he was no longer satisfied with a simple life. He wanted more wealth, more power, more recognition. And every time he saw the grander businesses on the other side of the marketplace, or heard whispers of the wealthy men who lived in the town's mansion, he couldn't help but yearn for the same life. One day, over a drink at the local tavern, Davul confided in his best friend, Obari, a man who had made a fortune selling cars. Obari was everything Davul wasn't: confident, bold, and wealthy. He owned a large showroom just outside of town and his business was thriving. Davul trusted Obari more than anyone else and saw him as a mentor.
I want more, Obari.
Davul admitted, his voice tinged with frustration.
I am tired of my small shop. I want something bigger, something that will make people recognize me.
Obari listened intently, swallowing his drink thoughtfully.
I know the way for you to get everything you desire,
he said, his voice low, almost conspirational. Davul leaned in closer.
What do you mean? How?
Obari glanced around the tavern, making sure no one was listening. Then he lowered his voice to a whisper.
I know someone who can help. A man who deals with special things. He has powers to make your business grow beyond your wildest dream, but it comes at a cost.
Davul asked curiously.
What kind of cost?
Obari smiled, but it wasn't a reassuring smile.
There's a ritual involved. You'll have to make a sacrifice, something most people would never dare to do. But if you follow the rules, you'll see the kind of success you've been craving.
Desperation clouded Davul's judgment. He was ready to do anything.
I'll do it,
he said without hesitation. Meet me tomorrow night. I'll take you to him, Obari said. That night, Davul followed Obari down a winding narrow road that led to a house hidden away in the woods. The air was thick with smell of incense, and the moon hung high in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the darkened path. Inside, a man with piercing eyes and a cold smile greeted them. His name was Oluwa, and he was a ritualist. He dealt with unseen forces of the world. Oluwa listened to Davul and then said,
I can grant you wealth you desire, but there is a condition. You must bring me the blood of virgins, not just virgins, but those whose innocence are pure. You must tuck them to your bed, stain the sheets with their purity, and return the sheets to me. Only then will your wealth increase and be sustained.
Davul's heart raced as the weight of the request settled upon him. He wanted to refuse, to walk away, but the thought of living the rest of his life in mediocrity dawned on him. His mind raced with thoughts of all the success he would have from the luxurious cars, grand house, and the respect from everyone in town.
I'll do it,
his voice trembling but resolute. The ritualist smiled and said,
Then we have an agreement.
Obari then assured Davul that he would help him get the virgin girls, but at a cost. And as they drove back home, Davul couldn't help but think of what he had committed himself into and the fact that nothing came for free. He had to pay for everything, including the virgin girls. The weeks that followed were a blur of greed and guilt. Davul's business flourished and his shop transformed into a large, elegant store. Customers came in droves, and soon enough, Davul had enough money to expand on further. He could afford luxuries he had never dreamt of before, but with every night, the ritual took a toll on him. The weight of what he was doing haunted him as he picked the virgins in town and as he followed through with the unthinkable, sleeping with them. Each time he returned the stained bedsheets, handing them over to Olua in exchange for more wealth, the town whispers grew louder and louder about his sudden rise to prominence, but Davu paid no attention to it. However, the more he gained, the more hollow he felt. The once simple man who had opened a small foodstuff shop was now a businessman by day and a ritualist by night, trapped in a circle he couldn't escape. The success he had craved for now tasted bitter, tainted by the darkness of his own actions. Eventually, Davu realized that no amount of wealth could fill the emptiness inside him. The guilt of what he had done weighed heavier with each passing day, and the price of his success began to eat up his soul. He had traded his innocence, his health, his morals, and his humanity for the riches he had longed for, and now he wondered if it had all been worth it. In the end, Davu's life was now a shadow of what he had once dreamt of. His wealth was undeniable, but so was his regret. He was a man who had gotten everything he had ever wanted to get, but had lost himself in the process. A man who had traded his soul for success. The end. If you have enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe, and share. And please consider leaving a comment in the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of WONDERTALES by Julian.